Joining us to discuss this first, we do have Raja Muneeb, who is a foreign affairs expert in New Delhi. Thank you very much for being with us, Raja. This is a win for Trump, this is a win for Musk, and we of course saw them hold a joint interview afterwards. Do you think anything is going to stop them in their aims of really cutting out the dead wood that they see in the federal workforce?
Thank you. Yes, it's a significant win for Trump and his team. If you look at Donald Trump's statement yesterday, what he made about unelected bureaucrats being in charge of departments where they have no place to be at the first place, and then he appointing Elon Musk as a head of DOGE, and he's saying that it's being the president of being selected by a large electorate. If his what he wants to do in the United States, if it is not being followed through, that means they are, disrespecting the electorate itself, because president is taking decisions on behalf of the electorate. So I think that's a big win for Trump. And going forward, he would like to make it more easier, because, there has been a lot of hinting coming in from US as well, wherein we have seen judges who have gone against, Elon Musk, and kind of withholding him from giving certain information in the courts, and he has now started questioning the appointment of the judges. So I think there will be a lot in America who would be actually thinking on how they want to protect themselves vis-a-vis when it comes to their job, because we have seen this amount, this massive amount of firings happening across departments in US, and as the DOGE investigation is revealing itself, we are finding more and more stuff which is actually shocking in geopolitical terms as well. Some of the funding is absolutely shocking, the way it has been, the taxpayers' money has been funded to further the cause of American deep state, or I should not be using the word deep state, but, American geopolitical health state in other parts of the world. So, yes, it's a win for Trump.
Ross, thank you for sticking with us. I want to look at the accusations that have been made by the Democratic State Attorneys General. Is there any legitimacy in what they're saying? Although Elon Musk, of course, wasn't voted in, he has control over US politics and has the popular vote. So is this just the president enacting what he said he would do, and does everybody else have to let him do that?
Politically, it's President Trump following campaign promises. He basically said very clearly, in fact, that these are the things he would do if he did win the election last year. And now he's following through on campaign promises. I like to say that in a democracy, it's generally a good thing an elected leader follows through on his campaign promises. But ultimately, the ability of the Department of Government Efficiency or President Trump to do these things, it really turns on very complex issues of the United States Constitution and presidential authority. The Trump administration and the people that President Trump has chosen to staff up his administration, they believe in very expansive presidential authority over the executive branch, and they really reject the idea that government bureaucrats have more power or more say over what government agencies do compared to the president himself. This is in the courts, as you mentioned at the top of the segment. It will probably go to the Supreme Court, but the Supreme Court has a very conservative majority, and it's highly likely they're going to uphold the president's authority to make these changes at agencies that are within the executive branch. And in fact, even some agencies that have been considered independent agencies, like the Securities and Exchange Commission or the Fair Trade Commission, the Supreme Court, with its conservative majority, is very likely to uphold President Trump's very wide ability to make decisions for those agencies.
Yes, Raja, coming back to you, the man in the middle of this picture is, of course, Elon Musk, and something that has been raised by the critics of DOGE is that conflict of interest. So is that something that you think is legitimate, given this person hasn't been voted by the Senate, he wasn't directly voted for by the people, and he is in a position where he has access to now, of course, lots and lots of information that isn't available to many of the world's richest men, unlike Elon Musk?
Joshua, I think it's more of a political witch hunt than an actual concern. Look, there are lots of bureaucrats in America, who are heading State Department and other places, which they have not been elected by the people, right? It's the president or the Senate or the Congress who goes through a dual process and then elects them. So I think going after Trump merely by saying he's not been elected by is mere propaganda, is mere political witch hunting. Because at the end of the day, it's the United States of president who he's reporting to. He's not somebody who has taken over the presidency of the United States and is behaving like somebody who's unelected. He's basically answerable to the president of the United States, and the U.S. president is the one who has given him the authority to go and run this department. So I don't see why it should be a huge issue or there is a conflict of interest. I think it's more of a political hunting, which the Democrats are subscribing to more than really a conflict of interest which can be established in that game.
Raja, Muneeb and Ross Feingold, we do have to move on, but thank you very much for your insights. Obviously, the debate over DOGE isn't going anywhere, and we will be here to continue all of those discussions.